Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Thursday, October the 28th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, we got some bad news today, very bad news today about the American economy. The GDP growth in the third quarter was 2%. Now, GDP, of course, gross domestic product. If you remember from your economics class in school, the gross domestic product is roughly the size of the economy. It's sort of like the American economy in one number. That's what the GDP is. And it grew 2% in the third quarter after having grown 6% in the second quarter. That's not a good sign, obviously, for that number to be going down. Now, obviously, there are some disruptions because of the pandemic, and I'm not trying to politicize this whole thing, but I do believe some bad decisions made by the Biden administration are forcing this economy down. The first one, of course, is the decision to mess with the price of energy, canceling pipelines and canceling exploration, and that drove up the price of gasoline, as we're seeing. And when you drive up the price of gasoline, as I don't have to tell any of you who are paying for your gas, everything else goes up. If you're spending $3 for a gallon, well, everything else in your purchasing area is going to go up. Whether it's food, whether it's the rent, everything else going out to eat is going to go up. So that kills the middle class. That takes money out of the middle class, and you have less money to spend on some other things. Well, that's how you get a recession. The other problem is a decision to mail out checks to people who are not working. I understand back in April, in May, even June of 2020, you had to take care of people because we were hit by this pandemic. We had to close the economy. Shops were closed. People were at home. They didn't have any money to pay the rent. You had to help people. I don't have a problem with that. But from that, it grew to we're sending money to people who are sitting at home. And in many cases, you're all familiar with the stories of people who are actually making more money staying at home. Well, obviously that discourages work, and we're seeing some of that right now. We're living in a country with 11 million jobs are open. There are 11 million jobs that cannot be filled in the United States. And we've got people at home who are not working. Well, you got to get those people out to work. But what are the Democrats doing? They're passing or proposing more and more legislation to put more and more people dependent on a government check. I mean, it's ridiculous. And but that's really behind, I believe, the price of energy and all of those policies of helping or sending money to people at home. Those are two things that I believe are very much a part of what's happening with the American economy. So we got to get people back to work, and we got to get the price of oil down. And it's going to take a little while to do if the Biden administration is capable of doing it, which I doubt that they are. But very bad news about the American economy in the third quarter. And if you were thinking that we may be entering into a recession, I think you just got some pretty good evidence that we are. 2% GDP growth, that's a sign that things could actually get worse before they get any better. Thank you for watching. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.